Hello dear friends, colleagues, students and singers. Here's another vocal tip. As I said on one of them before, I get a lot of questions by email, on my Instagram and also personally from my students, and I will just try to answer it as vocal tips on a kind of topic. Here I want to talk about a configuration that I personally started calling the triangle, because I think it's easier to understand it. And this kind of triangle is something that when you sing, you can think about this configuration to help you going forward with the different repertoire that you are singing. I want to say, as I'm always saying, my vocal tips are mostly for professional singers or really developed students who already have the vocal technique. Some of them are maybe more for beginners, but generally remember that most of the things I'm talking about you can apply really when you have already basics of the vocal technique and when you're already singing. Other ways, many things can mislead you if you're not prepared enough technically to understand what I'm talking about. So the triangle, I would create some kind of imagination in the head. Imagination of triangle essentially is basically the core of good singing. The base of it is, of course, respiration and support. We need the support to support the voice, to put it on the sul fiato, sull'appoggio, as you say in Italian. Without it, the voice doesn't have the motor, the energy to sing. And this is really like an on and off thing. I can do without any support. Once I turn on the support, it's a certain feeling, it's a certain configuration. This voice is 10 times louder. I don't know if you can hear it on the recording. It's much richer and it's much easier. It's much less work here to sing it, and you can control it by the support amplified or the piano, whatever you want. So support. The support should always be there. Imagine like a motor, like a wheel that should always work. Piano, forte, whatever you do. The base of the triangle is the support. Very simple. 100% of the time it's there. Period. And we take the other two parts. And I would concentrate on vowels, consonants. Again, I'm talking about the case when you're really singing already, when you have the technique working. Vowels, simply, if we take every piece, it contains just vowels and consonants, right? If I talk about the phonation. So vowels, if we speak about Italian, we have just 5, I, A, E, O, for example. And if you take any aria, it's just configuration of phrases with different vowels. We have only 5. Easy, right? Of course, by the resonance, by the way, there's a video I'm talking about, the feeling of the resonance. Watch it, very useful also to understand this one. So if the configuration of the resonance is correct, it's all working together. The resonance is there. Feel it. It's the same voice, the same configuration. Okay? So if I take a phrase, for example, from Gianni Schicchi, okay? What do we have here? Firenze come un albero fiorito. Firenze come un albero fiorito. Okay? If we talk about the support is already there, we said, right? If we talk about the vowels, all we need to do technically, this is our configuration. We can connect it. I make sure my support is working. I make sure that everything is relaxed technically, and the resonance is there. Then I can follow the rhythm. so I know which notes are shorter and I can go through, and which I need to sit a bit on the support, which is okay. This is done. Consonants, which are very important. Consonants should be clear and should be short. So if I sing something is wrong. The consonants are very too long. The percentage of the consonants is too big. So it all sounds like a mess. If I just short them and I do, then you cannot understand nothing. I myself cannot understand what I'm singing. And many singers do it. You probably also know who. What is our target? Super short, sharp consonants that are running forward to the concert hall, that are clear and that are not disturbing our legato, our vowels, because the support, as we said, should always be there. It should really feel like right? The working of the support. So we have to keep the vowel structure that we did, putting kind of above it, not in it, but above it, so not to disturb, I'm talking visually now, the consonants, short and clear, which in this case, if we drop the singing, will be Firenze come un albero fiorito, right, in this case. Firenze come un albero fiorito. First to say it, to make sure you can say it. Firenze come un albero fiorito. That you yourself understand every word. It's very easy, basically. Just ask yourself, would I understand this singer? If I do Firenze come un albero fiorito, I would not understand it myself. Firenze come un albero fiorito. I would understand that. That means that's how I should sing, that's how I should deliver. Then we can do it just on the rhythm. Firenze come un albero fiorito. Naturally, as short as possible, as clear as possible. So sharp, like a knife. Then we connect the two parts of this triangle, in which the third part, the support, is there all the time. And we're trying to do Firenze come un albero fiorito. At the beginning, it may feel a bit not very stable, but if we keep practicing it, controlling the resonance feeling, controlling the facial relaxation, controlling all these many things that we have to control, we slowly get to a very comfortable done phrase. In this case, just one phrase. Firenze come un albero fiorito. Right? Once we got this phrase, and that's the good news, we basically almost never should get back to that because it's stamped in the system. You're going to, if you did it enough, and if you know what you're doing, you're going to have it automatically. Che in piazza dei signori a tronco e fronde. Che in piazza dei signori a tronco e fronde. Che in piazza dei... Resonance. Che is not there. Che in piazza dei signori a tronco e fronde. And then we have the Firenze come un albero fiorito, che in piazza dei signori a tronco e fronde. So in this way, if we're not yet talking about music, this triangle is our navigation to be a machine that produces voice, producing resonating voice, loud enough, projecting enough, on the same time legato, stable, with clear consonants, because we're singing text, and this text should be understood. I'm very much convinced about it. I think obviously voice is the first thing in opera, but the text should be clear. Because really there is no more like annoying thing than going to the opera and not understanding when the singers are singing. And if we professionals can live with it because the voice and so on, somebody who just went to the opera to enjoy, he's like, I don't understand what is going on. he's doing something and I don't understand what is it about. So we have to deliver. And we have to deliver it in the level in which it's not coming, we don't pay the price with our legato or with our musicality or with our interpretation or with our colors that we want to do. As a summary, I find this, I would call it basic vocal triangle of support, vowels and consonants. When this configuration, as I showed you before, working together, you go phrase by phrase, and you finish the opera. I think Pavarotti is explaining the emotional part of it very well in his book when he compares his L'Elisir d'Amore to kind of war, and he said the first act, okay, I did this, I won the battle, next battle on the second act, the biggest battle on the third act, done. So it's exactly that. Phrase by phrase, we learn it, and this triangle, if we are confused, is this navigation of how to learn it. Support, vowels, consonants. If this is done and this is working together, you did most of the job. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also have Instagram and Facebook, and for any questions, collaboration and so on, you're welcome to write me in private. Ciao, ciao, see you on the next one.